The Los Angeles police are investigating the death of longtime actor James Handy, who they say was murdered by his girlfriend's son.
Police say Handy, who most recently appeared in Top Gun Maverick, was found unconscious in the front yard of his girlfriend's home yesterday with a stab wound to his chest.
According to the LAPD, police arrested the suspect, 44-year-old Michael Gledhill, after he flagged down officers who were responding to a 911 call. That caller told the dispatcher, quote, "I am the Son of Man. I just killed the man of sin."
NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson has been following this story. He joins us now. So, Steve, we know Gledhill was living in his mother's home at the time of this stabbing. Do we know more about who called 911, and was it him who turned himself in at the scene?
Yeah, it was him. And in fact, maybe the only thing more disturbing than that phone call to that dispatcher, as you just quoted, quoting, "I am the Son of Man, I just killed the man of sin," is the casual nature of the way that police say they were flagged down by this person essentially confessing to the crime, saying that I'm the guy that you're looking for, and then leading police officers to where Handy was found, that stab wound on the ground, unconscious, and then essentially just turning himself in. We know that he's still in police custody on a $2 million bail. He was living, as you mentioned, with his mother, the girlfriend of James Handy. We don't necessarily know what the relationship was. There was some reporting in the neighborhood from our affiliate that maybe neighbors had heard an argument, but all of that, is under investigation. And just a real tragedy there, though. But again, the casual nature, not only of the phone call, but the reported nature of him just telling officers as they arrived that he's the guy, flagging them down and then leading them to that crime scene. Really horrific stuff, guys.
It really is hard to even imagine that, Steve. And obviously, Handy is a very familiar face for many folks. He had nearly 150 acting credits to his name, everything from Logan to Arachnophobia. Tell us more about the actor and also his relationship with Gledhill leading up to this alleged murder.
Yeah, well, I mean, say no more. He's an actor's actor, obviously. 150 credits. This guy was, just a character actor throughout the 90s, 2000s, even on until today, with Top Gun Maverick being sort of the latest film credit. But you mentioned it, Arachnophobia, the father in the Wonder Years, Jumanji, Logan, West Wing appearances, all of the police procedurals, NCIS, CSI, NYPD Blue, Law and Order. People have since spoken up, including, his representation, saying what a wonderful human he was, what a, of course, prolific actor he was beloved in that community. Again, we're not certain on the relationship between him and his girlfriend's son, only that obviously it sounds like there was some sort of dispute which led to police finding his body in that front yard. But again, just this horrible, horrible thing to have happen, and especially to have heard throughout the acting community here in Los Angeles, guys.
Just a crushing tragedy. Steve Patterson, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.